Pauper Living End is back. We're putting Troll of Khazad-dûm to the graveyard before returning it by cascading into Exhume using Violent Outburst. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is Pauper Living End. You might be saying, Bryant, Living End is a rare, you can't play that card in Pauper. I'm well aware, but both decks use the same fundamental principle. You cycle large creatures, such as Gloomfang Mauler, Generous Ent, Oliphaunt, and Troll of Khazad-dûm to get them to the graveyard. And then you play a cascade spell, like Violent Outburst, or in this case, Demonic Dread, to hit your reanimation spell, Exhume, which is the reanimation spell we have. We don't have Living End, but we do have Exhume. So we're not allowed to play anything that costs 2 or less in our deck, or else Demonic Dread or Violent Outburst cannot cascade always into Exhume. So this way we essentially have 12 copies of Exhume on our deck. We also have a few copies of Dread Return. They do come up occasionally. So the idea is that you put large monsters onto the battlefield, and then you clear the way using Snuff Out, Drown in Sorrow, and Dead Gone. We are an Exhume deck with sweepers, so we have Bazooka Bog to clear our opponent's graveyard, so that way we can make Exhume non-symmetrical. That's part of the idea here. And yeah, I mean, that's it. We're playing interaction, large creatures, reanimates. That's the game plan. And the sideboard, we have additional graveyard hate in case Bazooka Bog is not enough. Mind Collapse. You might be saying, why do you need that alongside Snuff Out? Well, sometimes large black creatures exist, and Mind Collapse is really there for those. Reverent Silence, this is for the Bogles matchup. We have Ingot Chewer to clear the way of Relic of Progenitus and Nile Spellbombs, and then Spinning Darkness for mono red. That's the idea. That's the deck tech. I'm so excited to play it today. I think I've been messing around with Rakdos Reanimator again, and I feel like it's been missing something. I think this Living End deck has it. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I would love your support. But for now, we're going to play some Magic, so I'll see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We're on the draw, and I've opened up a pretty darn good hand. We will keep. They play a Castle Gate. Sure, so we're facing the Azorius Squadron Hawk deck. We'll play a Swamp and pass the turn. They just play a land. On the end step, we will cycle an Oliphaunt. Let's go grab our Wooded Ridge line. We'll play the Wooded Ridge line, pass the turn. Sacred Cat, you've got it. And a Basilisk Gate. On the end step, we will cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm. We will pick up Geothermal Bog, I think. Or is Haunted Mire better? We probably don't need double green, so let's grab the Bog. Drawing another removal spell is not terrible. We will play Demonic Dread on the Sacred Cat, and now we cascade. We hit the Exhume, and now we play Exhume. Bring back Troll of Khazad-dûm, and we will pass the turn. Another gate. Okay, they just passed. We'll play Geothermal Bog. Let's go to combat. Attack for 6. They're now at 14, and we'll just pass. No effects on the end step. They use the gate. I'm going to attempt a Dead Gone here. Hit the Sacred Cat. And now the gate ability can trigger or resolve. And they play another Sacred Cat. That's fine by me. Violent Outburst. I think I just want to hardcast a Troll of Khazad-dûm here. Play the Troll. Swing better, swing. Pauper Living End looking pretty good in game number 1, I will say that. So how this differs from Rakdos Reanimator is that with the Rakdos Reanimator deck, your creatures need a way to get into the graveyard, so you have to play Faithless Looting and things like that. With Living End, you don't have to play discard outlets, so those additional slots can become things like main deck Snuff Out or Drown in Sorrow. All of those things. Alright, we'll attempt a Snuff Out on the Sacred Cat. And now we'll swing. I guess I didn't need to Snuff Out. I forgot about the must be blocked by 3 things. Prismatic Strands. Sure. We will dread return back in Oliphaunt. Alright. Lord of the Rings Tribal. That's what we're doing here. Sacred Cats is back. And now we'll swing. The Oliphaunt gets to trigger for once. That's kind of nice. Target my troll. And now they will flash back the Prismatic Strands. Actually, I should have played Snuff Out on the end step. I messed up because then they couldn't Prismatic Strands this turn. Yeah, that's my bad. It took me a few minutes to get there, but now they Prismatic Strands. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. My apologies. We're one game in and I'm already making misplays. They're going to pump up their cat here. I'm just going to Snuff Out. Should I try to play around a Spell Pierce here? Well, if they Spell Pierce, they die, because then they can't play another Prismatic Strands. So I think paying 4 for the Snuff Out is fine. They counter spell, so I think that means they're just dead. No blocks, we'll take 6. Okay, so we picked up game number 1. I can't but wonder if maybe we want Fairy Macabre because it hits strands and their cats and other things. It might be a nice include to have here. I'm less excited about Drown in Sorrow, so I think I can probably board out a couple of those. And maybe one Snuff Out. Let's try this. Good hand. Keep. They play a Guild Gate. We find Generous Ent. We'll play a Wooded Ridgeline and pass the turn. Preordain. And another Guild Gate. Exhume. Good draw. Alright, so let's... I'm going to cycle the Generous Ent, I think. We'll pick up the Haunted Mire. We'll play the Haunted Mire, pass the turn. Squadron Hawk, sure. They pick up 2 Hawks, so this way... Okay, I was going to say they'd have to discard, but they do have a land here. We draw a land. We'll play out the Swamp, cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm, go grab the Geothermal Bog, and let's play Exhume, getting back our Troll. We'll pass. They play Brainstorm, and another gate, sure. So I know that they know about Geothermal Bog. I am not playing it on purpose. Because if they exile our troll or tap out, on their end step I can put another troll into play. So we're attacking with our Troll of Khazad-dûm. They go to 14. We will pass. Alright, so they redrew a card here off Brainstorm. They did not have a shuffle effect. They now attack for 1. We'll go to 19. Sure. And it seems as if our opponent just wants to play the draw go game. So we'll cycle a troll. Go grab a basic swamp. We'll play the Geothermal Bog that they know about. And let's attack again with the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Our opponent is now down to 8. What to do, what to do. And step they create a treasure token. Sure. Another land. We know that they're sitting on a pair of Squadron Hawks that they have not played yet. Here's one. They pick up the final Squadron Hawk. We'll take it. We go to 18. We draw another copy of Fairy Macabre here. Let's just swing. 3 mana for a Prismatic Strands. Okay. I'm going to play a Fairy Macabre here because it gives me lethal next turn. End step they cycle a Lorien Revealed. 5 mana. Do we have a change of heart? What's going on here? The Modern Age. You've got it. So they can draw and discard. Discards a Sacred Cat. And they bring back the Sacred Cat before passing priority. So I cannot exile it with the Fairy Macabre. On the end step, we will attempt to... I guess I should probably kill the Squadron Hawk. Because then they can't block my Fairy Macabre profitably. They play Negate. Sure. I'll try another Snuff Out here. And now we will Fairy Macabre to exile Prismatic Strands and Negate. Oh, I probably should have done the Squadron Hawk. That's my bad. Because now if I Exhume, they get back a creature. That was dumb. We will go to combat. Swing. Well, I guess it... Okay, it doesn't matter if they block here. Okay, so it ended up not mattering, but it could have mattered. I don't think I need to show them that I drew a land. I will just pass the turn. They discard a gate. Here's 5 mana. Hardcast Lorien Revealed. Sure. Basilisk Gate. I mean, they can gain a lot of life here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7/7. I mean, that's pretty close to lethal. I will respond here with a Violent Outburst. A card banned in Modern, but legal in Pauper. I guess Living End in Modern doesn't have that. We will get back our Troll of Khazad-dûm. And I am not going to block. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. I'll take 7 down to 3 life. And then we have lethal on board for our turn. Sure, that doesn't change anything here. Boom! Living End gets the first match. We're now 1-0. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. We are on the play for match number 2. Let's go. How do you not love this hand? Keep. I suppose we do need a non-forest. Like, we opened up both of our basic forests here, which is a little bit awkward, because we do need red-green for this Demonic Dread. This hand would have been considerably better if the Oliphaunt was a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Mountain. So we're facing red, and I've opened up on double Snuff Out. Less than ideal. We'll grab a Geothermal Bog. And yeah, you got it. I go to 19. Generous End. That might be the creature I want to reanimate. We'll play the Bog and pass. A tap land? What? That's crazy. We'll take 1. We're at 18. On the end step, we will cycle Generous End. This was actually a very good draw for us. We'll grab a Haunted Mire. We'll play the Haunted Mire. And let's Exhume. Our opponent could discard a creature here with the blood token and then bring it back. And it looks like that's going to be what happens here. Sneaky Snacker. Generous End. We get a food token, which is good for us. Alright, so they have 6 cards in hand. They're clearly the Madness burn deck and not just mono red. Vampire's Kiss, so we'll go to 16. They get a few blood tokens. And they're going to pass here. Dread Return. Alright, I'm going to attempt the Dread Return, bring back Oliphaunt, and we'll pass. Generous End holding down the fort. They Lightning Bolt me, I go to 13. They discard Sneaky Snacker. So then if they use the other blood token, Sneaky Snacker will come back. And Alms of the Vein, so I'm going to go to 10. They're going to go all the way up to 25. Yeah. So they're definitely in a good spot here. And a Jagged Barrens, I go to 9. They have 4 cards in their hand. Wow, what a rip. Let's go. Let's drown you in a little bit of sorrow. I think I want the Bojuka Bog. And now we'll go to combat. Swing. Oliphaunt triggers. And they go to 16. You need to hope that their hand is just creatures without haste. Because I'm at 9. And I don't have lethal next turn. Nothing. Interesting. Let's play Bojuka Bog. Target their graveyard. Get rid of those sneaky snackers. And now we'll swing. So this will put them to 3. And we'll pass holding open a food. We will gain 3 life using our food in response. They bolt me in response. So I'm going to go back to 6. I mean, we could be dead here. What a game. They have 4 cards. And they concede. We get game number 1. That was a nail biter. Love that. Alright, well, we definitely want to bring in Spinning Darkness. I think that card is going to be crucial here. And Snuff Out can get out of our deck. We don't actually want that card. Alright, so that's 60. We could bring in Ingot Chewers for Graveyard Hate. Or their blood tokens. But I don't know if that's a play I actually want to make or not. Alright, so I just looked it up on Goldfish. Most lists are playing 2 Nile Spellbombs. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in at least a couple copies of Ingot Chewer. We'll board out a few copies of Oliphaunt and maybe 1 Gloomfang Mauler. And we'll bring in 3 Ingot Chewers and try this out. Sure. We will keep. I do need a large creature to cycle into, but this hand is very good. Turn 1 Voldaren Epicure. We'll play the Geothermal Bog, pass the turn. If they get stuck on lands here, I would consider using the Ingot Chewer on their land. They did not, and they grabbed the prize, discarding Sneaky Snacker. Wow. Good opening. They swing. I think I'm going to blow up their land here to slow them down just a little bit. And then we'll play the Wooded Ridge line, pass the turn. They go to combat, we'll take 3 down to 13. We'll dare an Epic here. I'm at 12. I need to find, like, a Generous Ent if I want to win this. Bojuka Bog. Let's play Drown in Sorrow. I don't need a forest, that can go on the bottom. We will pass. They discard another Sneaky Snacker, so they're going to get back both Snackers here. I did not have a window to Bojuka Bog, and it looks like they're going to be rewarded here. Very good opening for our opponent this game. Yeah. So I will go to 10. So I guess I want to draw another Drown in Sorrow, or another Ingot Chewer. Alright, we're going to concede. The Ingot Chewers, I think, were actually terrible this game. So am I supposed to just ignore the Nile Spellbombs? Because they would have been better as our creatures. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously going to be the game where I lose to Nile Spellbomb after making this change, but they were bad. If this hand had a single land, I would keep it. We will mulligan. This is good. Keep. Get rid of the Demonic Dread. We'll play Swamp, pass. Alright, turn 1 Bridge. On the end step, we will cycle a Generous Ent. Go grab a Forest. Another Generous Ent, oh my. Exhume. Create that food token, pass the turn. Nile Spellbomb, a turn too late. Spinning Darkness, we'll play the Haunting Mire. Or Haunted Mire, my apologies. Swing. And we'll pass. On the end step, we'll gain 3. We're at 23 now. They Galvanic Blast the Generous Ent. Okay. And Lightning Bolt. So our Ent has been killed. And they do have a Nile Spellbomb. We will pass. So we can actually beat the Spellbomb. I just need to draw a red mana. Grab the prize, discarding Fiery Temper. So I'm going to take 5 here. That's brutal. Yep. They play a land. They have 4 cards still in hand. There's our red land. We'll cycle an Oliphaunt. Grab the mountain. We'll play mountain. Pass the turn. So how we beat the Nile Spellbomb is that I Violent Outburst, and then they use the Nile Spellbomb. And in response to my Exhume after the Spellbomb has resolved, we cycle Generous Ent. Or they could just have another Nile Spellbomb. Okay, they drew both Spellbombs right on time. That hurts. Vampire's Kiss will go to 16. And a Jagged Barrens, I'm at 15. I think we just have to start looking at hard casting our Generous Ent. So I'm going to cycle this Mauler. We'll grab Geothermal Bog. Play it. Okay. End step, they use 1 Spellbomb. That's good for us. I mean, it does take away my ability to Spinning Darkness, but it is what it be. Fiery Temper. So this is going to put me down to 12. They draw a card. A 3rd Nile Spellbomb. That is uncommon. Rakdos Carnarium, so they can pick up their Jagged Barrens, and they do. I need an untapped land here. You draw a tap land. Alright, so we'll cycle the Gloomfang Mauler. Pick up a Swamp. I worry that it's going to be too slow now. Like, because I need to live 2 full turn cycles from 12 life. They use the blood token, discarding the Jagged Barrens. Vampire's Kiss, I go to 10. I'm not loving my spot here. Troll of Khazad-dûm. I mean, I could just be dead from 10 life, and I can't even Spinning Darkness because our opponent hasn't played a creature all game. Alright, I think I just have to take the window. We're going to hardcast Generous Ent. We'll make a food. Hopefully I live. They use a Nile Spellbomb. And a blood token. Discards a land. And now they're going to use the other Nile Spellbomb. So they're trying to dig as much as they can to find 10 damage worth of burn. They have 5 cards in hand now. They're about to draw up to 6. And they have a blood token. So that's a lot of cards to find 10 damage on their turn. And I cannot Spinning Darkness because our opponent has drawn triple Nile Spellbomb this game. They use the blood token. They now have 6 cards in hand. And 5 available mana. Grab the prize, I'll go to 8. Well, Darren Epicure puts me down to 7. Galvanic Blast, and now I'm dead to any 3 damage burn spell. That'll do. I could not Spinning Darkness because I did not have a graveyard. I mean, that was a really good match. I just didn't win it. Unfortunate. We are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw, and I'm going to keep Tree of Tales, that's not one you see very often, into Essence Warden, sure. Likely a decent matchup for Drown in Sorrow. We'll play the Haunted Mire past the turn. They play a Forest, Energy Refractor. So they're actually, I see, they are the Broodscale combo deck, I believe. Another Generous End. We'll just play them out and then pass the turn. There's the Swamp. Ichor Wellspring. We'll take 1. On the end step, let's cycle the Gloomfang Mauler. Grab our Swamp. And Demonic Dread. So now we will cascade into Exhume. And now we have Exhume. So they're going to gain 1 life, and we'll get a 7/7. So our opponent could kill us here, or gain infinite life. That is another possibility. I don't have Snuff Out in my hand. I don't have the mana to cast Dead Gone. But I do think that them going infinite off of 4 possible lands isn't super likely. Deadly Dispute, sure. And they play a Duress. So now they can take my Dead Gone. And they do. Simian Spirit Guide. We'll cycle a Generous End, grab a Forest, play the Forest, we'll attack for 7. You cannot block, my creature has the Menace. And let's Drown in Sorrow so that way they can't gain infinite life. We don't need another Mauler, that can go on the bottom. They play Twisted Landscape. Uh-oh, there's a Broodscale. And now they have infinite mana. I did not draw a Snuff Out, you got me. So they have infinite mana, and now what can they do with it? They can obviously make an infinite powered creature, but I could just draw a Snuff Out, so I'm not going to concede. If they have a way to kill me here, so be it. And there's the Nightblade. So they do have a way to make me lose infinite life. I will concede. Okay. I don't think that this is a great Drown in Sorrow matchup, so I'm going to bring in Spinning Darkness, which is another free spell I can use to kill their combo. And Mind Collapse is only free if you play it at sorcery speed. So I don't think I want Mind Collapse here. We'll just retry. Alright, on the play. Think we keep this? Like, double Bazooka Bog is really awkward as my lands. Play a Bog and pass. They have Twisted Landscape into Chromatic Star. We'll use Simian Spirit Guide. Cycle the Mauler. Let's grab Geothermal Bog. We'll play the Bog. Pass the turn. They use Chromatic Star for a green. And now they can play their Basking Broodscale. And they do. Alright, I don't have the ability to play Spinning Darkness here to kill it. So we are going to just represent having the removal and hope that they respect that. They use Twisted Landscape. Brave Forest. And they do have the Glee. So if we don't draw something here, we're probably not going to win. That is not good. Oh, Drown in Sorrow would have actually worked here. They're going to adapt their creature, so now they can make it an infinite. I have to draw exactly Snuff Out now. Okay. Our deck did not look very good this match, but I also think my draws were below average. They swing. I'll block. Feels bad. Okay. Snuff Out. And we lose. Brutal. I don't love that. Our deck did not want to play Magic this round. We're 1-2. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, we're on the draw, and I cannot keep this. I can keep this, though. Bottom... I think it's the Oliphaunt? Great Furnace into Clockwork Percussionist, so we're facing red. And this is mono red, not the burn deck that we faced in match number 2. We'll play a Forest, pass. Experimental Synthesizer, sure. And they hit a Goblin Bushwhacker. So now they'll attack for 1, I'll go to 18. End step will cycle the Generous End. So we're in a little bit of a pickle here because I want the Haunted Mire so that way I can cast Drown in Sorrow. But I want a red mana so that way I can Violent Outburst. We're going to have to get the Haunted Mire and hope that the Simian Spirit Guide is good enough until we can buy some time. Alright, play Haunted Mire, pass the turn. Another Experimental Synthesizer, which hits a Voldaren Epicure. They play the Epicure, we'll go to 17. They have 3 cards left. Goblin Blast Runner. And now we'll take 2, we go to 15. There's our Ridgeline, that was a good draw. Drown in Sorrow. I don't need a Dread Return, that can go on the bottom. The Percussionist allows them to play a spell this turn, but they can't. So we will pass. Goblin Tomb Raider. Goblin Tomb Raider. What? Alright, so we're going to fall down to 11 here. We draw Exhume. I can instant speed a Violent Outburst to kill a Goblin Tomb Raider. I think that's probably the move. They Galvanic Blast. I'm at 7. They use Synthesizer. It's a Galvanic Blast. I need them to not have a land here. They do. I think I'm just dead. Yeah, because... Okay, so I don't even know if I should show them what we're playing. Because if I play the Violent Outburst into Generous End and I block, I go to 1. They get back Voldaren Epicure off the Exhume and it's exact lethal. So... Yeah, I mean, the red deck did the red deck thing this game. We were too slow. Bring in Spinning Darkness. We'll get rid of Snuff Out. And that was after a 4-for-1 with Drown in Sorrow. Like, this red deck is just so good. Yeah, I mean, this seems good to me. Keep. We'll play Swamp, pass the turn. Goblin Tomb Raider is back. Yep, we go to 18. On the end step, we'll cycle Generous End. We'll grab Wooded Ridgeline, play the Ridgeline, pass the turn. They have land number 2 into another Goblin Tomb Raider, into another Goblin Tomb Raider. Yeah, I mean, sure. We will play Demonic Dread, which probably isn't even good enough at this point. They opened up on, like, better than Triple Goblin Guide and Pauper. Geez. We're at 12. Even if we block 1, we go to 8. Like, I'm almost dead. They kick a Goblin Bushwhacker. No! I'm gonna end up at 3 here. Alright, we'll block. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance we live. Drown in Sorrow? Nope. I guess I will gain 3 life. And there's no need to cast Dead at Sorcery Speed, so we'll just pass. We'll block. Before damage... We'll kill a Goblin Tomb Raider and I'll take 1. I'm at 6. Goblin Blast Runner. Let's cycle Oliphaunt. Play the Mountain. And we'll pass. And step they deal me 2, I go to 4. Alright, so before blockers, we will Violent Outburst. And we'll play an Exhume. They will get back a Goblin Tomb Raider here, but I am still able to block with my Oliphaunt. And now we go to blocks. I will take 0. Implement of Combustion, so this will put me to 3, so I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt now. We'll cycle the Gloomfang Mauler. We'll grab Swamp. I would have loved to have drawn a Spinning Darkness here. So what does a winning game look like, I guess, is a question I have. So if I kill their Goblin Tomb Raider and then swing out, we actually have lethal next turn. But I would need them to not have a Lightning Bolt and not a creature with haste that kills me. So it's asking a lot when our opponent also has 3 cards in hand. They're about to drop to a 4th, and then on their draw step they go up to 5. So they're going to have 5 cards in their hand with 2 mana, and they need to not kill me at 3 life. So I think we've lost this, but this is the only thing that looks like it wins to me. So we're going to just do it. Land 3. Voldaren Epicure puts me to 2. That means I'm dead to a 4th Goblin Blast Runner. Or Goblin Tomb Raider, I mean. And they actually have the 4th Tomb Raider. That is insane. No way. I said the wrong creature name, but they actually had the 4th Goblin Tomb Raider. That is nuts. You got me. We are now 1-3. Yeah, 1-3 with 1 match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? Let's try to get back half my play points here. We are on the play. Yeah, this hand seems delightful. Keep. So far, it seems like a thing that is lacking from this deck is another way to gain life. That has been an issue throughout this league so far. So in the sideboard, in the last 2 times, so this is my 3rd time recording this archetype, by the way. So the first 2 times I played, what is it called? Gnaw to the Bone, but her deck only has 15 cyclers and they don't actually stay in the graveyard. So I think Gnaw to the Bone is actually kind of stinky, so I didn't play it this time. But the only way we have to gain life is Generous End, and then Spinning Darkness, which has gotten stranded in our hand a few times. So I'm not sure what the actual solution is. I don't think I want to reanimate the Generous End, so instead I'm going to cycle the Gloomfang Mauler, and then next turn we'll exhume that. Raffine's Informant, so they get to connive here. Discards Prismatic Strands, there we go. And now they swing. And step, we will cycle the Gloomfang Mauler. Let's grab the Geothermal Bog. We'll play Exhume, get back the Gloomfang Mauler. Choose itself for the backup. We'll play Wooded Ridgeline. Pass the turn. So I could have played Snuff Out on a creature here and then played the Bazooka Bog. But I did play this last night in some practice room games. And I actually faced Mono White once. And I found that I wanted to save my Bazooka Bogs for after more removal spells, so that way my second creature could come back without them getting the value out of it. So I'm going to try this. It might not work. Militia Bugler, sure. They find another copy of Militia Bugler. Violent Outburst. So next turn, we can bring back the Generous End. I don't think there's a real point in me attacking, so I'm going to just play defense right now. They play Core Skyfisher, which could pick up the Bugler if they so choose. They could also just pick up a Plains. They did pick up a Plains, okay. And another Raffine's Informant. They discard the Bugler. So now I'm actually somewhat tempted here to Snuff Out plus Bazooka Bog. Drown in Sorrow. Well, that was actually insane. Let's play Drown in Sorrow. I think I'll keep the Generous End. And then I'll play Snuff Out on the Core Skyfisher. We'll now play Bazooka Bog and exile their graveyard. Swing. Okay, so it looks like we've, brought parity to this game. I don't want to say we're super far ahead. They still have 4 cards in hand. And we have 2 lands in ours. They play Core Skyfisher. They pick up a land again. I have no idea what this does. Great Sword of Tears. So whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. Wow, that's good. So that means that my Generous End on blocking duty isn't going to be as good as we would hope. So I'll play a Haunted Mire, and now I'll attack for 7. They will go to 12, and we'll pass. So one thing I can do to get around this equipment is bring back the Generous End at instant speed, and then use it to block whatever creature they equip with. Okay. They spent 2 mana to equip there, but it's only 1. Alright, so now they play a Battlefield Raptor. Okay, so they made their Core Skyfisher a little bit bigger. And now inside of combat, we will play Violent Outburst. I will play Exhume, create a food token. We'll then use the food token to gain 3 life. I go up to 16. Violent Outburst can finally resolve now. And we'll go to blocks. I will block the Core Skyfisher. We drew a Dead Gone, which was actually very good for us here. We'll kill the Battlefield Raptor, and now they have to block, or else they're just dead. Swing, better, swing! Alright, we get game number 1. I mean, our deck got to do its thing that time. I think we do want Spinning Darkness versus the aggro deck. And it's also, like, they have a decent number of 3 toughness creatures, so Spinning Darkness will be good there. The question is, what do we board out? Like, is Snuff Out not a card we want? Like, the thing about Snuff Out is, it's good versus larger creatures that you invest mana in. Their deck doesn't have a whole lot of large creatures that we care about, but it's still a premium removal spell that slows the game down for us. And it's a card that exiles to Spinning Darkness, which is nice. So that way it's more effective. I could see boarding out Dread Return. And then maybe a couple copies of Oliphaunt. Like, is this crazy? I think this is what I'm going to try. That's a lot of Spinning Darkness, Batman. I think we keep. Plains into Novice Inspector. Let's just play the Wooded Ridgeline, and then we'll pass. Turn 2, we can cycle the Oliphaunt into Geothermal Bog. They play a Plains. They swing for 1. Ouch. And no turn 2 play. Let's cycle the Oliphaunt. Grab that Geothermal Bog. We'll play it. Pass the turn. Instead they... Wait, what did they do? They tried to exile my graveyard, but they failed to do it. You have to target with Thraben Charm, and they did not target me. So a little awkward on their side. And now they play Militia Bugler. I don't even know if I want to bring back the Oliphaunt, to be honest. They find an Acolyte, so this can give their creatures protection from black. We'll just play a Mountain here and pass the turn. They swing for 3, we'll take it. I go to 15. And they pass. On the end step, we will cycle a Gloomfang Mauler. Interesting that they did not play out the Acolyte. And it looks like this time they have another Thraben Charm. They did it correctly this time. I'm proud of you. Alright, so we'll go grab our Swamp. We drew a Mire. I mean, I'm just going to make my land drops. Eventually I can start hard casting Spinning Darkness. They draw a card using the Clue token. Land number 5. And there's the Acolyte. Sure. We'll take 3, I'll go to 12. They still have 3 cards in their hand. We draw into a Mauler. I mean, I can probably hardcast that bad boy soon. Play our Swamp. And we will Drown in Sorrow. So if I keep this, I can actually hardcast the Mauler next turn, which I think I'm into. And then we will play Dead on their creature to deal at that final point of damage. Pass the turn. Rafine's Informant. Discards Prismatic Strands. We'll play the Forest. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Let's make a large creature here. Gloomfang Mauler. And we will pass. Militia Bugler. Picks up a Core Skyfisher. Plays the Core Skyfisher. They pick up a land. Okay. So I'm going to swing out. And I can trade with their board. They could try to Prismatic Strands too, like block and then Strands. And then I could respond with Spinning Darkness. And they do cast Prismatic Strands. I'm going to respond. We'll kill Militia Bugler and gain 3. And now the Strands can resolve. And my Gloomfang Mauler will not deal damage due to Prismatic Strands. They swing for 5. I will drop down to 10. They still have 3 cards in hand. No post-combat plays. Simian Spirit Guide. Swing. They go to 13. Another Rafine's Informant. Sure. They discard a Thraben Charm. And now they play a Thraben Inspector. 2 cards left in hand. They swing. So I could try to Spinning Darkness here. But if they have the White Anthem, I would get absolutely blown out. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, on the end step, after they've attacked, I will kill this Rafine's Informant. So this way they can't block. And if they want to use the Anthem now, they can. So I'm at 8 now. Troll of Khazad-dûm. swing for 7. Now we can play a Troll, and I'm going to main phase Spinning Darkness on the core Skyfisher. So if they have the Anthem, they don't have it on their turn, if that makes sense. So if they wanted to keep their creature alive, they could, but it doesn't also kill me in the process. They draw off the clue. This was definitely a game where Spinning Darkness got to shine a little bit. Luminarch Veteran. They have a Thraben Charm. That's the 4th Thraben Charm this game. And they have to leave back creatures to block or else they're dead on board here. Unless their final card in hand is a Prismatic Strands. And it looks like, based on their attacking decision here, their final card in hand is not Prismatic Strands. That is a Dead Gone. See if we can Dead Gone our opponent for a match win. Swing. Woo! 2-3. Alright, so obviously not the record I wanted. So things that I would like to improve upon this deck. I've now played it in a bunch of matches last night in the practice room, plus this league today. Not once have I gone turn 2. So the thing about it is, like, I'm playing Simian Spirit Guide so that way I can go, like, turn 1 cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm, turn 2 exile Spirit Guide because both of our Cascade spells need red. And then turn 2 Spirit Guide, Cascade, and a Troll. That is why Spirit Guide is here. I think it's a play that seems fun on paper. It is not bad, but it feels pretty unlikely because our mana base has so many tap lands between Bajuka Bog and our duels. We have 8 untap lands, so you need to open up on an untap land, a Troll, Spirit Guide, and a Cascade spell. Plus, if your Cascade spell is the Forest, or is the Violent Outburst, you need the Forest. So it's a little weird because, like, turn 2 Generous End isn't nearly as scary as turn 2 Troll. So I think moving forward, I would cut the Simian Spirit Guides, and I can't but wonder if you want more removal in the main deck. What that removal is, I don't know. In my last video, I played 4 main deck Mind Collapse, and then the comment section brought up Dead Gone, and I think Dead Gone was actually very good this league. Because Mind Collapse sets you back, so you never really want to cast it until you're ahead, which is part of the problem. So you could play Spinning Darkness, I don't hate that. I think Gloomfang Mauler, I only played 3 this league. I think it's better than Oliphaunt. I think I would switch those numbers. So I'd play 3 Oliphaunt, 4 Gloomfang. And I think Spinning Darkness is the next best free removal spell or removal spell that you could play for cheap. People in the past have mentioned Fire Ice, but that requires me dipping into blue, and I don't think I want to do that. My first video played blue, and it was just really clunky. So I want to stay Jund. I know that much. So if you have an idea on a removal spell that is good with Cascade, like Dead Gone, like Drown in Sorrow, or Snuff Out, Mind Collapse, Spinning Darkness, let me know. So that is something I'm interested in. So I'd probably cut the 4 Spirit Guides for 1 more land. What that land is, I'm not sure. I definitely want an untap land. So it's probably a basic. You could also try like Conduit Pylons or something, but I'm not sure if I love that. So yeah, a basic. It's probably mountain or forest. I'm not sure which yet. If we're cutting Spirit Guides, it might be a mountain since both of our Cascade spells require red. So the other thing I want to solve is how to gain life. Because our sideboard needs some sort of way other than Spinning Darkness to gain life, because just Generous End and Spinning Darkness was not enough. So, a lot of you are probably going to say you're a large creature deck. You could just play Unexpected Fangs. Unexpected Fangs is not an option because we're a Cascade deck. We want to Cascade 100% of the time into Exhume. So it needs to be 3 or more mana, but I also think Gnaw to the Bone stinks. So I don't want to play Gnaw to the Bone. Weather the Storm costs 2. That's not an option. So if you have an idea, let me know. I'm all ears. But I like this deck more than I like traditional Reanimator. It felt like it had a lot more play to it. I know that we went 2-3, but this league could have been a 3-2 if we had hit a break in that Rakdos Burn matchup, but it didn't happen. So it stinks. I do feel like we just got ran over by Broodscale combo. Our draws were not very good that round, I'm willing to admit. But I think there's something here. Work with me on this deck, pretty please. That's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. After you do that, open up our description where you can find all of our social media networks, including our Discord, where you can discuss today's deck in that Discord with me and tons of other combo masterminds. It's absolutely free to join, and it's certainly worth your while.